I'm talking today with Annelise Berendt, Senior Analyst from Point Topic. Annelise, we're here at the NextGen event in Bristol, where there are a host of companies now getting involved in broadband. Why is this happening in the UK?
Well, it's a very exciting time for superfast broadband in the UK. We've seen government funding actually beginning to come through in terms of the BDUC process, with the allocations of funding for different local authorities and also for the devolved nations. And also we're on the second, we've already had 2 rounds of funding for specific pilot projects in superfast broadband. But we've also seen a number of private sector companies coming into the market, sensing an opportunity and potential for their particular strategies. And that's a whole range of companies, from larger players like Fujitsu, for example, which has plans to roll out up to 5 million homes in remote areas to provide fibre, through to smaller players, Callflow Solutions, for example, which has a number of community-based deployments in Kent, and is doing interesting things with sub-loop unbundling. So these kinds of players are joining existing players in the market already planning and building alternative networks. So we've got a real mixture of both existing and new players in the market.
And is this kind of, in reality, is this the way we are going to achieve sort of total broadband in the UK?
I think it all helps. Certainly what the alternative players are doing keeps the pressure up on the existing larger players. So we've already seen recently BT announcing it's bringing forward its deployment plans. It's also Openreach has released its fibre to the home products into the market in certain areas. Meanwhile, on the cable side, we have Virgin Media expanding its footprint and taking homes passed up to around 13 million homes. It's also upgrading its network to 100 megabit per second speeds. So certainly the alternative operators and their activities in the market keep the pressure on the larger players to make sure that their rollouts happen. But I also think it's very useful for these alternative network operators in particular areas, because they may come in to meet particular local market needs, and whether that's in getting broadband out to more remote areas with particular kinds of technology. So sub-loop unbundling is a good example. Callflow, as I mentioned already, you've already got a pioneer in sub-loop unbundling over Rutland Telecom, which incidentally has also got new funding from a company called GigaClear into its pot, as it were, and that they have plans to extend their sub-loop unbundling approach. And all these companies, they provide, perhaps cater more for particular local situations, which perhaps the larger players can't do. So yes, I think it's very important to have this mixture, both big and small, and both privately funded and obviously those government funds coming in.